Talk Business Arkansas is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau, the Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Noble Strategies, the Arkansas Healthcare Association, and Delta Trust and Bank.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to today's Talk Business Arkansas update. We're going to focus on some business leaders going into the Hall of Fame, plus Attorney General Dustin McDaniel resurfaces in his role as the state's top lawyer. Let's begin, though, with business. Arvest Bank said its mortgage lending and servicing activities for 2012 were part of a record-breaking performance. The bank originated more than 17,000 mortgage loans, both refinance loans and purchase money loans, totaling $2.56 billion in 2012. That's compared to $1.58 billion in 2011. That's a 62% increase for those of you doing the math. Tyson Foods has received an A from the Global Reporting Initiative for its latest corporate social responsibility report. The Springdale-based meat giant was applauded by the world-renowned GRI organization for its efforts to audit animal treatment, water and fuel conservation, nutrition, and disaster relief efforts. 4 leaders are set to enter the state's Business Hall of Fame next week. They are Buddy Coleman, Frank Fletcher, Bill Cravens, and Tommy Boyer. What did these 4 gentlemen do to earn this accolade? Check out our latest magazine, Talk Business Arkansas, to find out. And you can actually read their individual stories on our website at talkbusinessarkansas.com, where we also have a digital copy of the magazine. Now, when we come back from this break, we'll run through some headlines. Attorney General Dustin McDaniel was back in the top headlines for all the right reasons. And later in the program, the Arkansas House of Representatives hears a sales pitch on a $1.1 billion super project from Governor Mike Beebe. We'll share some of that with you right after this.
I don't think it's going to be an easy conversation because they are very strong-willed. I think it's going to be important to us that we know that you're somewhere in a facility that looks after you, has compassion, has care, and you respect it. I mean, I'd love to look after them, I'd love to be able to take care of them, but I don't think I could. That'd be a wrong choice on my part.
Arkansas's skilled nursing and assisted living centers provide quality care for our seniors.
Farm Bureau helps protect its members in more ways than you might think. They've always been the voice of agriculture in Arkansas, working on behalf of folks like me when nobody else would. And Farm Bureau stands for the values that Arkansas families care about. They've protected my right to farm and make a living, which helps everybody who likes food on the table. You know what they say, Arkansas counts on agriculture, and agriculture counts on Farm Bureau.
The Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas. The State Chamber AIA is the leading voice for business at the state capitol and serves as the primary business advocate on all issues affecting Arkansas employers. Our mission is to promote a pro-business, free enterprise agenda and prevent anti-business legislation, regulations, and rules. Now more than ever, business matters. Learn more at arkansasstatechamber.com.
Attorney General Dustin McDaniel has been keeping a very low profile for about the last 2 weeks after he exited the Arkansas governor's race. He resurfaced this week as the state's top lawyer. Joining other states and the federal government, McDaniel filed a lawsuit against Standard & Poor's, alleging that the credit rating agency intentionally misled investors in the way it rated the toxic assets at the center of the nation's 2008-2009 financial crisis. According to McDaniel, S&P is accused of forsaking its claims of independence and objectivity by improperly rating structured finance securities that were backed by subprime mortgages. McDaniel also announced his support for several legislative items in the 2013 regular session. He said he'll support proposals to strengthen the state's human trafficking laws and ensure the constitutionality of Arkansas's law on executing prisoners. Other legislative initiatives include the elimination of parental rights for those convicted of rape, consumer protections for Arkansans considering enrollment in for-profit colleges, and a series of bills designed to increase public confidence in elections and the initiative process. And there's much more on our website at talkbusinessarkansas.com. Now, when we come back, Governor Mike Beebe and state economic and finance leaders made their sales pitch on the $1.1 billion steel mill super project to the Arkansas House of Representatives today. It was a rare committee of the whole meeting. How did that sales pitch go? We'll share some of it with you right after this word from our sponsors.
Noble Strategies is a bipartisan state and federal government affairs firm with a successful track record of providing effective advocacy for business, government, and nonprofit entities. Noble Strategies provides service in areas such as lobbying, public affairs, trade association management, and marketing campaigns. Learn more at noblestrat.com.
I was looking for a bank that could best protect my finances.
It shared my passion for my business's potential.
A bank that offered investment expertise,
lending support, insurance guidance.
A bank that delivered full financial support.
That's how I found True Balance.
True Balance.
From my bank.
From my bank.
Delta Trust and Bank, the expertise to meet all your financial needs.
One of the real advantages of electric cooperatives membership is having a voice in our state's energy future.
Not a week goes by without important energy issues making headlines. These are issues that need to be discussed. And you should know that as policies are being developed, the cooperatives are looking out for our members, advocating what's best for you.
We are your friends and neighbors.
We are your local electric company.
The electric cooperatives.
We are Arkansas.
Governor Mike Beebe and state economic and finance leaders met in a rare committee of the whole meeting with the entire Arkansas House of Representatives this afternoon to answer questions about the state's role in a $1.1 billion steel mill super project. There was a whole lot of selling, quizzing, and answering going on. We start with Governor Mike Beebe's sales pitch.
But the reason I'm here is just to bring an entourage. Where's everybody here? No. Where's who's not here? Well, the main guy's not here. I don't know where he is. And French Hill's not here. He's coming, isn't he? At any rate, we're going to have an array of different people representing different interests, outside private interests, public interests, to answer your questions about the Amendment 82 project. The Amendment 82 project, as you all know, is the steel mill in northeast Arkansas. Very briefly, it's a $1.1 billion project that will employ 525 initially full-time jobs. They say the average is $75,000 a year salaries. They claim that's conservative, but that's the number, the conservative number they're using. Another 2,000 construction jobs, which will be temporary. They'll last a couple of years in varying degrees as it's being built. And while they're not saying this, and while you can't necessarily count on this, there's inevitably a number of other entities that join around, either suppliers or customers, that end up locating businesses around a steel mill, and that's been kind of the history. This is the first Amendment 82 project Arkansas has ever tried. So you are plowing new ground. Part of what that whole Amendment 82 process that the legislature devised back in 404 and that ultimately the voters voted on envisioned a very healthy, very in-depth, very lengthy review of the project by the General Assembly to ensure that it was in the best interest of our people, our taxpayers, and all of the people of Arkansas. And so that's what you're going to be doing. I urge you to do that. That's what we've done, or we wouldn't already. It's nice of you to join us, Grant. Did you get a new job? Hi, French. I can't fire you. You own more than I do. So you're going to be going through this in depth, and we've got the people here that can answer any question you've got, and if they can't, they'll go figure out who to bring back to answer any additional questions. There's no pressure, there's no high sales pitch on my part. You satisfy yourself that this is good or it's not good, and act accordingly. I will tell you this, I made this little comment or lighthearted oversimplification from the Senate the other day. We do this on every project. This is a First Amendment 82 project where it's much deeper and involves many, many more things. But we analyze cost-benefit analysis on anything that we do your state incentives for. And for the new members here, when I ran in 06, one of the things I ran on was that we needed a pot of money that allowed us to be competitive with sister states who've been doing this a while. We ended up calling it the Governor's Quick Action Closing Fund. Virtually every member of this body has been touched in some way or another by that fund. Some of you maybe not as much as others, and there may be some areas where, because of the rural nature and the lack of economic activity, you haven't been touched. But most people in this chamber have been the beneficiary of that fund. You fund it. You fund it. It doesn't happen without the legislature. But part of the reason we've been able to get through this recession in the fashion we have, part of the reason we've been competitive with our other states on either retaining, expanding, or attracting new business opportunity is because of that tool. Now, it's not that tool that does it. It's usually that tool that closes the deal. It's usually at the end game, the one final thing that kind of makes a difference. And in every one of those things, we go through this analysis. And I joke about the fact that DF&A has never seen an incentive or a tax dollar that they thought should be spent on business, ever. That's hyperbole, that's not true, but that's one extreme. And AEDC has never seen a job opportunity that they thought wasn't worth every incentive we could give them. That's also hyperbole. But the point is that they approach it from different angles, and when they approach it, usually they come down on the side of sound accounting and tax-based principles on what's good and what's worth it, and what's the return on the investment, what's the repayment to our taxpayers, what is good for Arkansas. And so we use that approach in virtually any of these projects that we pursue. We win some, we lose some. But this is the first time we're using it with an Amendment 82 issue that involves much deeper analysis by the General Assembly. So they're here to answer your questions. They're here to provide you any and all information for as long as it takes, whether you get it done today or whether it takes longer, that you might request. And if there are folks here that can't answer your questions, you let me know. And the ones that work for me, we'll get them up to speed. And the ones that don't, you just got to deal with them. French is smarter than most of us anyway, so if he can't answer it, it may not get answered. But this is your day. No time limit, no time delay, y'all's decision. And I appreciate the interest, Mr. Speaker, that you had and that your members had to do this in a fashion that really lets everybody hear it kind of at once, so that it really does cut down on time. It's a good use of committee the whole time, and I wish you all the best of luck in making what you believe is the best decision in the best interest of the state. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the House.
And if you want to watch the entire presentation, including all of the questions and answers from that session, you can check out the Arkansas House website at arkansashouse.org. That's the Arkansas House of Representatives website, arkansashouse.org. It's a little bit lengthy, but it's worth a watch if you're interested in this project. That's all for this edition of Talk Business Arkansas. I'm Roby Brock. We'll be back with you tomorrow. See you then.
Talk Business Arkansas is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau, the Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Noble Strategies, the Arkansas Healthcare Association, and Delta Trust and Bank.